This episode of Arcanum and Lore features creative works by Ron Horn, Ali Cousins, Langston Hughes, Tom Woodruff, Theodore Henry Shackelford, Rick Yoder, Gabe Sakakini, Jeff Pettigrew, Charles Bukowski, Ed Gonzalez, Tears for Fears, spoken word by Jeff Pettigrew, William Ernest Henley, Chris Billings, Robert Service, Ernest Hemingway, Finley Hall, Charles Darnell, Spartacus Anagnostaris, Alice Dunbar Nelson, and Jason Berger Amarantine. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge some incredible things that happened this month. The coup in Myanmar spilled into the streets in violent protest. Vaccines and variants are neck and neck. Also, this was the month of International Women's Day. This episode draws the spotlight on power and its many forms, from war and the will to endure, to the celebration of women. This is Arcanum and Lore, Episode 3, Speak Truth to Power. This is Mother's Love by Ron Horn.
Mothers can raise their children, give them lots of care. Mothers can teach their children how to be kind and share. Mothers can feed their children, help them grow big and strong. Mothers can teach their children, killing another's wrong. So when men in suits put their kids in boots, remember just one thing: a mother's love can move heaven and earth. Mother's love gives a life from birth. Mother's love knows what life is worth. Change the world with mother's love. Boom, 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 do back, boom, do I do them, boom, back, boom, bum, boom, da, do I do them, boom, back, boom, boo, da, boom, da, do I do them, boom, back, ba, boom. Mothers can give their children a feeling of confidence. Mothers can show their children the value of common sense. Mothers can nurture children, make flowers bloom from seeds. Mothers can show their children to care about others in need. So when waters arise and the babies cry, remember just one thing: a mother's love can move heaven and earth. Mother's love gives a life from birth. Mother's love knows what life is worth. Change the world with mother's love. Boom, da, boom, da, boom, bo, da, boom, da, ba, do, da, boom, ba, boom, bum, boom, da, ba, do, da, boom, ba, boom, da, da, boom, boom, da, ba, do, da, ba. Boom. Mother's love protects, mother's love respects the importance of spirit. Can't you hear it? Mother's love receives, mother's love believes in the joy that life brings. Mothers can feed their children, help them go big and strong. Mothers can teach their children, killing others wrong. Mothers can nurture children, make flowers bloom from seeds. Mothers can teach their children to care about others in need. So when waters arise and the babies cry, remember just one thing: a mother's
The New Moon by Langston Hughes. There's a new young moon riding the hills tonight. There's a sprightly young moon exploring the clouds. There's a half-shy young moon veiling her face like a virgin, waiting for her lover. My Grandmother Played the Piano by Tom Woodruff. My grandmother played the piano for people in hospitals and asylums. I remember her well in her green Morris Minor sedan. Giving lifts to those by the side of the road, my mother raised us while working many jobs, cared for and nurtured us while working. Both mother and grand are remembered now in this 1 month dedicated to women. And for every lover, friend, companion, every affiliate and positive association, each line sings of your sweat equity dreams. Casualties never name all civilians, for the war is selective against women and children. Soft always beaten by hard, but memories live, stronger than this. Your love is stronger than this, with love, respect, admiration, and bliss. Hope by Theodore Henry Shackelford. O hope, into my darkened life thou hast so oft descended. My helpless head from failure's blows thou also hast defended. When circumstances hard and mean, which I could not control, did make me bow my head with shame, thou comforted my soul. When stumbling blocks lay all around, and when my steps did falter, then did thy sacred fires burn upon my soul's high altar. Oft was my very blackest night scarce darker than my day, but thou dispelled those clouds of doubt and cheered my lonely way. E'en when I saw my friends forsake and leave me for another, then thou, O hope, didst cling to me still closer than a brother. Thus with thee near I groped my way through that long gloomy night, till now, yes, as I speak, behold, I see the light, the light. Essential by Rick Yoder. Essential or not essential? For we teachers it's a term not so inconsequential, often not recognized for our hard work and labors, receiving criticism from many, to include belittling so-called friends, and sometimes our neighbors. Essential or not essential? For we teachers it's a term not so inconsequential. Why can't we just go back to the way we did school before? Regardless of the status of COVID, it's always the teacher's fault for sure. Essential or not essential? For we teachers, it's a term not so inconsequential. What will happen to our classrooms and schools with the governor's newest scheme? Many districts will or have chosen to follow their current safety theme. Essential or not essential? For we teachers, it's a term not so inconsequential. We are finally considered essential, Texas DSHS says. But many of us have yet to receive one of the COVID vaccines to maximize our healthy potential. Essential or not essential? For we teachers, it's a term not so inconsequential. Fear not, dear friends, we teachers are here to stay. We know we are essential, regardless of what others may say. We are often teaching 2 classrooms with each learning time, students at home on Zoom video, and those live in our rooms, both trying to reach their potentials. Essential or not essential? For we teachers, it's a term not so inconsequential. The people who shout and complain that education is broken are often the ones who forget one small token. They most likely would not be in their positions of power if not for the love and skill of a teacher who taught them that learning is a daily thing we must never let sour. Essential or not essential, for we teachers it's a term not so inconsequential. If you have made it this far, hearing my poem tonight, remember to thank the teacher who taught you to listen critically, how to read and to write. I believe in it. I believe in it. A simple phone call with a purpose, a chance meeting of old friends, a perfect private silence. I believe in it. Long hours of bathing, there's a perfect picture inside my camera. Somewhere a child isn't hungry, breathing fields, a water's caress, Princess Lily's reflection. I believe in it. The strong shall survive at Mastermind. Fresh feeling of dew grass on toes, carnival walks with helium balloons, a drive-in touch, split-second moment. I believe in it. A moment so ordinary exotic, flowers atop mantled vase while the photograph explodes, asylumed men for listening too much. I believe in it. I believe in it. A voyeur of life's little things, obsessions of soul spectrum. I believe in it. In the hows and whys of it all, tabloid journalism, junkie god, expert marksmanship, and the evolution of the poet into a conductor for galvanic words. I believe in it. True love for deserving animals, empty glasses of orange juice, the tendermost part of the meat is the bone, outdoor afternoon shower rendezvous, a ride to anywhere in a really old car, trading perfect vision for perfect artistic vision. I believe in it. Clumsy kisses on the navel, a unionized union, fast-track communion, barbarian critiques in the Sunday paper. I believe in it. Clobber the ear with graceful alarm, glide in soundless thought. I believe in it. I believe in it. Breaking only the good laws, the physical body of cognac, buying a painting because it talks to you, a songful world of smell. I believe in it. Dinner party chat and picture sessions, costumes that fit too well. I believe in it. Swell of jealous spires and almost too quiet silence. Dead city in a fiction world, complete frozen fluidity. Seraphim cocktails at sunset, the lie before the dream, and the end of life is blinking in conspiracy documentaries. I believe in it. Just knowing the future is not enough. Angelic instance of writing genius, fold frosty interviews in half. Lucky is more than a state of living. I believe in it. Making up the rules as we go along, judicial friendship of muse heads, rice paper reality, and the epiphany of abjuration. I believe in it. I believe in it. By me, I believe in what I do, and I do believe in me. Invictus, the Unconquerable, by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. The Poet's Year by Chris Billings. How does the poet begin to express his relief at this year's close, mixed with anticipation, if not trepidation, for stepping into the next year? How does he even start to say how this last year is a sad culmination of the last 4 years, each a little worse than the previous, leading to today? This day where friends and family have become enemies, the split in the country severing familiar and familial ties, where us and them has never been so painfully true than it is now. This day where so many lives have been lost to greed, narcissism, ineptitude, uncaring, where so many lives have been altered due to the same. This day where our future has never been more unclear, more uncertain, has never looked so bleak. How does he try to balance the bad with the good? Acknowledge that there has been some good, that new lives were born, even if into this, that there are days ahead to be tended to. How does the poet begin to express his fear of the unknown, mixed with the excitement of the unknown? Where does he begin to try to make sense of the times while holding on to hope, trying to keep the faith for better days ahead? He begins simply by putting the pen to the page. A Grain of Sand by Robert Service. If starry space no limit knows, and sun succeeds to sun, there is no reason to suppose our earth the only one. Mid countless constellations cast, a million worlds may be, with each a god to bless or blast, and steer to destiny. Just think, a million gods or so to guide each vital stream, with over all to boss the show, a deity supreme. Such magnitudes oppress my mind, from cosmic space it swings. So ultimately glad to find relief in little things. For look within my hollow hand, while round the earth careens, I hold a single grain of sand, and wonder what it means. Ah, if I had the eyes to see, and brain to understand, I think life's mystery might be solved in this grain of sand. Advice to a Son by Ernest Hemingway. Never trust a white man, never kill a Jew, never sign a contract, never rent a pew. Don't enlist in armies, nor marry many wives. Never write for magazines, never scratch your hives. Always put paper on the seat. Don't believe in wars. Keep yourself both clean and neat. Never marry whores. Never pay a blackmailer. Never go to law. Never trust a publisher, or you'll sleep on straw. All your friends will leave you. All your friends will die. So lead a clean and wholesome life, and join them in the sky. I See You by Chris Billings. I see the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, the color of your skin. I see where you come from, where your heritage comes from, where your bloodline originates. I see where you worship, who you worship, why you worship. I see your beliefs, why you believe as you do, why you act as you do. I see your positions, where you stand on the issues, why you stand where you stand. I see where we are different, why we are different, where we started being different, and when. I see the way you treat others, the way you want others to treat you, why you want to be treated that way. I see who you love and who you hate. I see how you love those you love and why you hate those you hate. I know where you come from. I see you dream. I see you hope. I see you want for a better world. At least a better world as you see it. I see who you are. I see the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, the color of your skin, the person you are within. I see you, and I hope you see me too. Almost in Love by Finlay Hall. Almost something next to nothing. Almost happy, nearly smiled. Almost girl, so beguiling. Almost perfect in your way. All or nothing, almost answered. Almost with me, but not quite. Almost sure, but not I, quite wrong or right. Almost night, but not today. Almost touched you, almost made it. Almost caught your eye. Almost spoke. There, I nearly said it. That was almost a joke. Almost helpful, in a helpless way. Almost ready, almost dancing, almost spilled my half-empty drink. Just a second away from, well, I daren't think. Almost colorful, but still a shade of gray. Tongue for Eve by Charles Darnell. The trees laden with fruit in abundance, hanging ripe and juicy. Had I hands to pluck, I would strip it bare, to confound him, to defy and dismay. His creatures he loves, gives them all, but they too are not to grasp, though they have hands. My tongue shall be my tool, the forked end thrust into her innocent ear, honeyed words shall ooze, and she shall do my injury. Genesis 1:11.
The sky is wild and cold. Flowers in the heart are closed, drowned in a heavy light.
Sonnet of a Night Walk by Spartacus and Agnosterus. The thoughts of clouds yawn silently at dawn as they embrace the beauty of the sky, not like the ruthless sunbeams that have gone to seize the traveling moon that stands high. The moon that hears the crickets sing at night when all the darkness perches on towers, its shadow wandering in the first light, caught in the aura of dreamy flowers. It hears the voices that silent night brings. It feels the roots of feudal purposes, with swords and blood of frosted springs down to the earth that forges fortresses, until the silver tray of oceanic abyss reflects the moonflower's farewell kiss. Thought by Alice Dunbar Nelson. A swift successive chain of things that flash, kaleidoscope-like, now in, now out, now straight, now eddying in wild rings. No order, neither law compels their moves, but endless constant always swiftly roves. Aliens by Tom Woodruff. All my life outside the cage, happy with the homeless sleeping rough. My friend, he bought an actual gypsy Romany wagon, but preferred to live within his thick-walled house. He boasted that this English house was 400 years old. Could you not afford a new one? I inquired. This was in the age of Thatcher, when travelers were hunted, their convoys busted, their possessions strewn. I was with them in the squats of London, when faster, angrier music was protesting everything. Poverty is real, dossing down by the Thames in cardboard boxes, sleeping in fields, on park benches. Once at Manchester Station, we slept head to toe to make sure we would not get robbed. Not all aliens are residents, some are outlaws and would steal your soul. There is no virtue in poverty. Crop circles affirmed harmony in corn, while we slept in haystacks. But even they had changed, rolled into neat piles, while we were still untidy in the same fields. Still, within the stones of Avebury, I hugged those human-sized columns, feeling an alien affinity more power-filled than any Stonehenge solstice ritual. Aliens know each other. Their crop circles were like spirit brothers from another mother. We are all alien to this only earth. All of us only visitors. Northeast MidSummer by Finley Hall. The time between sunset and sunrise, a valley full of mist, the type that lingers low, and you above it by the side of the road, just away from the road, gazing at the beauty, the serenity of the world at peace. At that singular moment of time, the sun barely warming the air, but the promise is there, a promise of a river to be seen, some greenery to dry out, a lorry delivering stock to Tesco, goes by shattering the silence. but just for one moment, undistracting and annoying moment. Then, as quick as it appeared, it's gone. A lone heron passes nearby, the sky still and waiting for more avian creatures to fill it. The tops of trees poking through the moisture, unsure as yet whether it is time to begin the day. That uncertain period in this part of the world when darkness barely breaches the fields and beaches. Where if you stand on the shore, arms outstretched, you can almost measure the sun going down at your left hand. Then, a short time later, after following the glow along the North Sea horizon, you can see it rise by your right. But wait, back by the roadside, the silence continues. More birds stir. Some rabbits scamper in the field. In the other side of the field, where they pay no attention to you and your silence, the mist still persists, not willing to give up its place where nature controls and souls enjoy this timely silence. Another truck and a car or two going where they have to go. Then just the natural order of life and beasts. A bee getting the pollen before other bees, the buzzing sound like an air horn in the quietness. The absolute quiescence of the here and now. This light is changing now, less serene, less soft. The sun is forcing its warmth, but you still feel the chill. You lie there on the wet grass, by the tracks you left, your vehicle not far away. The gray, low clouds disappearing faster now, but still taciturn around you, surrounds you. As the day gets brighter, your weight seems lighter, your mood uncaring, sharing your thoughts with the insects crawling, not stalling as they alight on you. More noise, more cars, they stop. They look at the scenic view and you. Just out of sight, you try. It's getting colder now, and darker and damper. Lights flash, and the silence now shattered. A siren too late. You stop thinking, moving. Your car upside down, yards from you. Glass shattered, some entangled in your hair. You care not, you care for naught. No thoughts left. Your eyes stare aimlessly. A fly lands on one. You don't blink, you don't move, you don't think. The ambulance men scramble down the bank. The dankness, not hindering, no lingering for them. They reach the stillness that is you too late. Your natural light has gone out. Polter Zeitgeist by Jason Berger Amarantine. Unheard of to say thou challenge the fray, stead mimics and gimmicks on public display. Dare not you parade the masses' charade, unless freed from conscience with consciousness brave. 'Tis not what you seek, just the world you've arrived, though one may have sought accrued lifetimes untried. How can one defeat the loss of one's pride, as if they could slay their own will to survive? Mad World by Tears for Fears. Spoken word by Jeff Pettigrew. All around me are familiar faces, worn-out places, worn-out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello, teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad world. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world. Who Me by Ed Gonzalez. I don't care about gender or race. Much like the virus, it makes no matter to me about our connections and consequences are an unceasing force of nature that will draw your coat and or your sweater toward you on a good occasion, also send you and I flying down the driveway on a sheet of crystal, tumbling down hard, loosening bone and cranium in a concussive orchestrative fall with no racial or monetary boundary. I do not care who and where we will fall. I am not racist, or care how much money you have. Sleet will fall. This is Run Child by Ron Horn.
Boom, bing, dum, bum, betty, boom, ba-dum, bing, bum, boom, ba-do, be, dum, be, dum, ba-do, boom, bing, be, dum, bing, ba-dum, boom, betty, bing, ba-dum, boom, 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 da-do, be, dum, be, dum, da-do, do, bing, bing. Child, run from guns, child, run from war, child, run from death, child, nevermore. I am your sanctuary. You gotta run, please hurry. Dodging bullets, escape the flame. Killed your brother, what was his name? Lay your head on this pillow. No longer have to worry. Run, 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 child, run. But we and be run through the desert, pouring rain. 5 years old, escape the flames. You cannot lay down to sleep. No, can you lay down to weep? Tractor trailers, buses, cars, packed together in the dark. Just when you see the sunlight, go through it all again. Just run, run, child, run. Hello, we and bing. Hello, yeah. Make sure that they don't find you. They'll try to cage and tie you down, rip you from mom and daddy, face pressed against the ground. You saw my arms wide open. I showed you clear blue sky. I hate to tell you, baby, it was all a lie. So, child, hide your face, child, dry your tears, child. Now we own you, maybe for years, baby. I hate to tell you that we just plan to sell you, child. Run from them, child. Run from us, child. No one here, child. You can trust freedom. You thought that you see nothing but hard, cold concrete. Run, 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 child, run. Do 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 boo da do we run on, run, child, run. Hey, I said I'm your sanctuary. You should have never believed me. You better
Alone with Everybody by Charles Bukowski. The flesh covers the bone, and they put a mind in there, and sometimes a soul, and the women break vases against the walls, and the men drink too much, and nobody finds the one, but keep looking, crawling in and out of beds. Flesh covers the bone, and the flesh searches for more than flesh. There's no chance at all. We are all trapped by a singular fate. Nobody ever finds the one. The city dumps fill, the junkyards fill, the madhouses fill, the hospitals fill, the graveyards fill, nothing else fills.
Do not cry, Mr. Wolf, for you will never understand. When we climb the hill together, you will find me in the sand. I'm the absence of forgiveness, the terror of this land. Only fools not heed this warning, hear the echoes ever bland.
Portents by Robert Service. I plant my little plot of beans, I sit beneath my cypress tree. I do not know what trouble means, I cultivate tranquility. But as today my walk I made, in all serenity and cheer, I saw cut in an agave blade, courage, my comrades, war is near. Seaward I went, my feet were slow, a while I doused upon the shore, and then I roused with fear, for lo, I saw 6 grisly ships of war, a grim grey line of might and dread, against the skyline looming sheer. With horror to myself I said, courage, my comrades, war is near. I saw my cottage on the hill, with rambling roses round the door. It was so peaceful and so still, I sighed, and then it was no more. A flash of flame, a rubble heap, I cried aloud with woe and fear, and woke myself from troubled sleep. My home was safe, war was not near. Oh, I am old, my step is frail, my carcass bears a score of scars, and as I climbed my homeward trail, sadly I thought of other wars. And when that agave leaf I saw, with vicious knife I made a blear of words clean cut into the raw. Courage, my comrades, war is near. Who put hem there I do not know. One of these rabid reds, no doubt. But I for freedom struck my blow, with bitter blade I scraped them out. There now, said I will forget, and smoke my pipe and drink my beer, yet in my mind these words were set. Courage, my comrades, war is near. Courage, my comrades, war is near. I hear afar its hateful drums. Its horrid din assails my ear. I hope I die before it comes. Yet as into the town I go and listen to the rabble cheer, I think with heart of weary woe, war is not coming. War is here. Say What by Ed Gonzalez. Easy to say the ignorant few who are now in the minority, as some have stopped the Kool-Aid and gone with the leader. That still does not slow the punch-drunk belligerent, still hoping for a voter reversal, or at least that is what was told to me 3 days before that baboon cruise announced mandatory mask ruling was going to be reversed. I knew 4 days before and laughed it off, as I was also told the president was no longer going to be Biden. I Miss Us by Tom Woodruff. I miss the touch of speech and response, the willingness to converse, the dialogue of animated spirits. Voice is the choice of our species, as we engage each other voluntarily. Radio is a human medium. It encourages conversation and community. It challenges and affirms simultaneously. It speaks with disability and actually listens. It empowers all silent into speech. It is every community radio within your reach. It is rarely a platform to preach, as it exposes the powerful as weak, because they will not allow equality. It has been a year, and I miss us. We adapted and lost touch. Virtual food for thought is thin soup. We only have one visual channel for all of us. Need you to return strong and bright as spring sunshine. Need to learn again how conversation sharing amplifies everyone and everything. Let us begin again. This is You Will Not Silence Me, aka Ode to Number 7, by Ron Horn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Decay dum decay dum ba decay dum da ba. Decay dum decay dum ba decay dum da ba. Decay dum decay dum ba decay dum da ba. Decay dum decay dum ba. Try to cut my throat, that do got decay dum to try to shut my mouth, that do got decay dum to, but you can't stop me from telling the people what you're about decay dum ba. You can take this job, that do got decay dum. You can have my car, that do got decay dum, but you can't stop me from telling the people just who you are decay dum ba. 'Cause I'm gonna speak until you see. You will not silence me. Go and kill my son. Go and rape my girl. So you can't stop me from showing your evil to the world. You can choke my dad. You can hang my wife. But you can't stop me unless you intend to take my life. 'Cause I ain't gonna stop until you see. You will not silence me. You can fuck your flag. Your anthem too. The way you treat me lets me know that they don't mean shit to you. It could be Sean Bell, that do bad together. Rakia boy, that do bad together. But as long as I breathe, this is one thing you can't avoid. I raise back fist in the air, that do got. Plant my knee in the ground, that do got. And I keep dropping lightning and thunder until you hear that sound. Do bad. It could be Castile or that young boy Camille. I'll keep on singing, screaming, shout forever till you hear that do that. 'Cause I'm gonna speak until you see. I ain't gonna stop till you hear me. I'm gonna stay this constantly. You will not silence me. 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 You will not. 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 You will not.
Motorhead Junkies. Because there's nothing better to do. Drive around downtown, circling revolutions, constant audience on police surveillance, rolled down window prostitution, feeling of isolation and community behind the wheel, eat the exhaust and beg for leftovers. There's nothing better to do. You hear me, you fucked up Motorhead junkies? Spin me round and round and round. Tire grease transvestite, lick the city center diamond, because there's nothing better to do. Drive around downtown in this anti-environmental culture. Music fills the spaces between the lines, the curb-wrought state of anarchy and the velvet underground pulses of a wanton chaos. The wish to break free, peddlers wander in silent harmony, shooting imaginary bullets from finger Uzis just to prove the fire still smolders and the blood trickles from glacial wounds. 21st century social upheaval because there's nothing better to do. Curb cut, electronic fuel injection slut, glam rock spaceman music like dancing pianos on the verge of collapse. The concrete pounds like heart cells with the sweet caress of rubber. And fanatical eyes watching from the corners swamp creature identity because there's nothing better to do. Searching for evasive culture, cheat the mark and drive around downtown. Press the atomic age barrier, envelop the air, the moon, the satellite picture window screen, the stars, the gravity wells, the black holes, the supernovae, and the universal orgy at the beginning of time must go their separate ways. It's all been done before. Conceal the need, drug-like reaction to the diminishing fix, siphon culture from leaky gas tanks as they drive around downtown, because there's nothing better to do. Blind and empty, motorhead junkie, because there's nothing better to do. This episode of Arcanum and Lore features creative works by Ron Horn, Allie Cousins, Langston Hughes, Tom Woodruff, Theodore Henry Shackelford, Rick Yoder, Gabe Sakakini, Jeff Pettigrew, Charles Bukowski, Ed Gonzalez, Tears for Fears, spoken word by Jeff Pettigrew, William Ernest Henley, Chris Billings, Robert Service, Ernest Hemingway, Finley Hall, Charles Darnell, Spartacus Anagnostaros, Alice Dunbar Nelson, and Jason Berger Amarantine.